So now we are back in episode 2. We are now advanced episode and yeah, I have nothing much to say about the intro and now let's just get to the point in episode 2. So I'll just do a small recap on last episode. So last episode we did till step 57 where we learned how to build a basic visionaire cipher with or Caesar cipher. Well, it will just in simple terms it will shift the characters how many letters ahead you want. I added a little bit custom thing that basically you it's like a input and whatever number you input into it, it will shift all the letters by that much. And that's all I have to say, and now let's go to step number 58. So it's saying now modify the function declaration into a visionaire cipher and the second parameter into key. So we'll just quickly modify it very quickly. Visionaire, and this is the second parameter key. Oh wait, let me just okay, never mind. Okay, leave it. So now, like I told you in the beginning of the first episode, there is something called a custom key, and now we're going to assign the value Python. So we are just going to delete the shift variable and add a custom key, which will be much more complex in simple terms. So, like I explained before, let me get the whiteboard. This time, hopefully, the it doesn't glitches. Hopefully. So imagine if it is. So imagine if you assign the string ba to the custom key, and the message is, for example, h hello world. Okay, just hello. So it will basically take the index of the first letter, which in this case it's 2, and shift H by 2 letters. So H and J. So it will turn into J. And second, the index is 1 or yeah. So this will shift by 1 letter. But according to them, but sometimes it also can get 1 letter lower. So yeah, it can. So the two outputs can be J or I. But most likely it will be I because they consider A is 0, so it will be I only. So then, so now we know B equals the index of B is equal to 1, then A is equal to 0. That means that the second letter will not change at all. It will become E only. The third letter since there's no letter, it will just start over again at B. So they'll find index of B again, which is 1, and shift L 1 letter. So, and they repeat this with the whole word, and they'll keep repeating until the whole word is done. So it's similar. So that's how a custom key works. Let me just delete the whiteboard. So, so now, it, so now I just explained it right now. It's just saying that the key is shorter than the text, so it will repeat it and again. So for that at the beginning of the body we have to assign a variable key index and min and give it an integer data type of 0 or just type 0 and just yeah. So, and also, if you have any doubts about this, can kindly ask me in the comments, or just the comments. Yeah, I'll explain about more things as we go on with the series. This is just the second episode. I'm concluding with the string manipulation in this episode. So yeah, since now they're talking about the comment. Since you can type a hashtag and write anything. So yeah, if you type a hashtag, only a hashtag, then you can write anything. It's very important for the sake of readability in your code and making people overall understand it. So now it's telling. So it created a line before, and now it's telling to write this comment with a hash, like this. It will show no error whatsoever to the code because technically it doesn't consider it as a code. It just considers it as a comment. So, but if you remove the comment hashtag, then it will say an invalid syntax. So just add the hashtag if you want to write a comment. Okay, so next is we have to say in the in the else loop we have to declare a variable called key char and assign the value of key index wait. So we'll be primarily using the length function here since we are finding the length of key and wait. So key char the value of key. So we have to create a variable key char and key char and then type it equals to key, then put it in, then put in square brackets since we are writing at the index of key index, and then we are going to write a modulo sign and the len key. So it will be like this: key char, which is the variable name, equals key value of key at the index, which are using square brackets, key index mod mod where is the modulo sign, mod like this, length of key, which where you're going to use len, and key. It should look pretty much like this. Yeah. And now it basically says now we should increase the key index by one. So it's like they are counting how many times they have repeated the for loop. So that's why we are going to use the addition assignment plus equal 1. uh, oh wait, sorry. Oh wait, like let me just do key index plus plus equal 1 every single time. So they set the value of key char, then after that they it's like kind of a tick. It's like so every time let me get the whiteboard again. So every time this is a lap, imagine. No, wait, let me just draw proper. So imagine this like a racetrack. This is like a racetrack. So every time, and we'll add a finish line, okay? A finish line or a line, and they have to do 3 laps. And so this is kind of like a for loop, okay? So they'll run all the code, and then this code comes. Then the key index plus equal 1. So basically, it will just add. Imagine it's adding 1 lap every time. Key index is adding itself by 1. So this will repeat how the length of yeah, I don't need to explain it. The length of the message. This will repeat as many times as the message. So, and they'll keep adding and adding and adding until it equals 3, for example, in the whiteboard. But we can also put length of message, so it will, so the for loop will run as many times, and they will keep adding 1 plus 1 plus 1 1 plus 1 plus 1 to the key index. And since we set at the beginning of the at the beginning of the function we set key index to 0, so it will start at 0, add 1 to it, 1, add another 1, 2, and so on until the message is, until the text is over. Now let me just close the whiteboard. Now it's telling when inside the else clause add another message called find the right key char or character to encode. It's so you can use comments to explain any part of your code, and I mean you could use it to explain variables, the function, what does the function do, and because it's very important to anyone who doesn't know coding, and yeah, so that's why it's telling add comments. So basically, in this now this is talking about the index method, which is basically similar to the find method, but it finds, instead of finding something, it finds the index of something, not finding the position of something. But there is nothing to, but it will only throw a value error if it can't find the substring. So I'll just show you. Let's just find the index of alphabet. We'll just, so now it's telling after incrementing a key index, so after this line declare a variable offset, like offset, and then use and make it equal to the alphabet dot index bracket and sorry, and then find the index of key char, key char, like that. So it will take the key character and help it find the index in alphabet, similar to the index method we learned earlier, like you can put square brackets. Hmm. Hmm. And now above the offset variable, or above when we declare the offset variable, which is here the creator align, then it's set to define the offset as of the encrypted letter, or they're just taking checking how much offset should they do to the letter. Yeah. Hmm. Sorry if my voice sounds a little different today. So now in this they define a return statement and how it works. So basically it talks about and that the function prints some things, but it cannot but the things that it can't print we can use the return statement for it. So now it's time to delete these two print calls here, the two print calls at the end of the line. And oh yeah, I didn't read the last part. And we had to return encrypted text or encrypted text. Let me just Yeah, I put it outside the loop. I put it outside the loop because we only wanted to say it once. Give me a second. Yeah, better. Mhm. Now it's telling in this step 68 we had to call the visionaire function we did here, and we had to pass text and custom key as the argument. So we'll just and then we'll store the returned value of a function set in a variable called encryption. But we have to do this. We have to first write encryption since we are storing everything in the including the return value of this the visionaire function and all. So but since this is also in the visionaire function, we'll just write a visionaire and then pass text and custom key. Since the value is already stored at the end of the function and not in any if else loop or in the for loop, so it will just directly say it at the end. And yeah, and now we have to print encryption, which will show us the encrypted text in the end. This is for hello Zaira right here, and you can see it's working quite well actually. Okay, so now in the function definition, it's telling add a third parameter called direction, which you have to use comma to separate, like this direction, this, and now, but it will still raise an error because there is no such thing as direction. It's like the government claim I did last time. Like if you create a country, it's a country, you'll claim that there is a person called direction, but there's no person in the country called direction. It's like that. So yeah, and now it's telling comment out the last two lines of the code to avoid the error. So by comment out, they mean just put a hashtag before them. That's what they mean. And now there's no error. Magical. And now it's saying all you need to do is to multiply in the assignment. So now it's telling you have to multiply offset by direction in the assignment, which should be here. Offset is here. So use the multiplication assignment in Python and the new oh wait direction. Sorry, direction. I got confused for a second. So index plus offset into direction and modulo the length of alphabet. It should be like that. So it's kind of like sorting in brackets. If you so it's simple. Find the variable, find what you need to do to the variable, multiply, and then what variable you have to do it with. And now it's telling uncomment me the last two lines, which means delete sorry print, and and now we have to modify the function by passing one as the third argument, which will mm, uh, you can see when we change it, it gives a very different output. But we are doing a one message, so it will just show the original message. And if we do -1, it will show, yeah, something else. But no, actually, if you do encryption, if you type encryption, oh sorry, encryption. Okay, what I mean is since this is working again, so okay. So wait, let me get the whiteboard again. So since one is showing the decrypted message, actually the encrypted message, encrypted text. So then we are going to use -1 to find the normal message. That's what they were trying to say. So we'll just do that right now. Decryption. We'll do it in a variable called decryption. And well, it's basically just copy paste from here from encryption, but add a minus sign. So it will do the complete opposite and decrypt it. And you can see it does it because if you type in decryption, well, oh yeah, I forgot. It will not do that because it will take the original text and well move backwards. We have to take it from encryption because then we can only do the reverse thing. Otherwise, it will just wait. What I mean is, what I mean is, imagine this is the original text and we are shifting it. This is the encryption. We are shifting it forward. And since in the decryption, we are telling from the text, we are taking it from the text and we are moving backwards, so it will give an entirely different message, not text. That will not be possible. And if we only just tell text, then it will do the just the same thing as encryption. So what we are going to do is that we'll take from the encryption, we'll put the first parameter as encryption, not text, because from text, because we are moving the shift offset backwards, and we don't want to go offset backwards. We want to go offset backwards from here. We want to go back by the offset from the encrypted text. Otherwise, it will go to some different thing from for the custom key. So that's why we do encryption, and it works. And now I just did it, so I'm just going to do it again. We had to print print we had to do a print call and put decryption as the argument, which puts decryption in brackets. And we are almost till the end, only 20 more steps left, 20 to 21. So oh my gosh. Okay, so now we have to change the variable name of encrypted text to final message. It's very easy because when you click on encrypted text, it highlights itself and all the other instances of encrypted text. So we have to just change it. Every other encrypted text to final message. So I'll start from here and work my way down. Final message. Then here was the second one. I'll memorize that the third position is here. Final message. The third position, like I memorized, was here. Message. Final. And the fourth one is very near. So we don't need to do it. Final message. And that should conclude it. We got all the encrypted text and final message. To final message, it will not do anything whatsoever, just change the variable name, That's all. So now it's telling we had to change the comments also too, because since we added a decryption variable and we are decrypting it, so now we are not only now it's false to say only encode. So because we had to say encode and decode, then it will only then the statement we said will only be true, because we added a decryption variable here. Otherwise it will just be false, and you don't want to anyone to, and nobody will believe that. So the second comment is encode decode, and then the third comment is encrypted and decrypted slash decrypted, and just like that. And this basically explains that you can set in the parameter setting, you can set what the parameter is equal to, or the value of the parameter, directly in the definition itself. So it's given in the example here in so ABC, and we are setting C to a value. It's possible in Python, I don't know why. And it's telling we are going to, and the direction parameter has to have a value of 1, and don't use the quality. Sorry, this is a very huge mistake, because this too is for comparing. Okay, these you have to use two equal symbols to compare equality, but if you have to use one symbol to declare something, please keep that in mind. Many people, so it will just give a error like invalid syntax, because we can't put state if statements in a defining. So now because of that, we can remove the third argument from the first call, and because the direction parameter is already equal to 1, and there is a 1 here, so we can just cancel that out. Right now punctuation is special characters. So they are telling that if you add if you add an exclamation mark at the end of the string, it will not show exclamation mark here. It will, yeah, it will show Z only. It will show Z in the original message, because there is no exclamation mark here. Otherwise, if I do it, then it will show like this, but it will still not work for the encrypted message. It will only show Z in the normal message. So yeah, they'll declare anything that they don't know, or is not there in the alphabet. They'll declare anything which is not there in the alphabet. Basically, yeah, they won't declare anything, but they'll only declare Z. That's all, no other value. But now we are just going to fix this problem using the dot uh, is alpha method, which will return true if there are only letters in the string. So if there are only letters in the string, then then the is alpha method will return true. But there is an exclamation mark, so it will return false. So now we are going to delete this comparison, and so now my recording just ended because I can't handle 30 plus minutes. Now I have to start a new recording. Tell me if I should switch my video editing platform. But overall, let's ignore that, and just and now we are on to the next step. We had to add, I had to add the brackets in because it was showing error, because that was a part of the Syntax. I forgot to add the brackets. But moving on, now it's explaining about the not operator, which will basically do the opposite. So if it, so you can write it like if not equal one. So it's like it will check. It's like it can be used in a lot of if statements, and yeah, it will basically do the opposite of what you're trying to do. It will just like completely invert it what you're trying to do. So in this if statement, it's trying to check if everything is an alphabet. But now if we add a not, then it will check if everything is not alphabetic, and surprisingly it fixes the problem with the, because if it is not alphabetic, then they will write it, and if it is alphabetic, then they will do the same thing. It will just do, yeah, it's just doing the same thing. And now uh, and now in here, append, now it's telling append. Now this is just appending any non-letter character, which is checking if it is not a character. And yeah, this is, it's just defining the two situations which is which it is in, where it could either be letter, it, it could be alphabetic, or it could not be alphabetic. So in the alphabetic situation, they will uh, they will do this code, but in the non-alphabetic situation, they'll take the message and add the character which is not alphabetic. Or we could just do inverse things. We could switch it, I guess, but that will take a lot of time. So I'll just type this, let non-let, instead now we are doing a non-letter instead of space, because now we are dealing with symbols, numbers, and everything. Non-letter character or char to the message, to the message. uh, Come on. Okay, we are almost done. Just now the pass keyword is like a placeholder. You know what's a, wait, where's the whiteboard gone? I really need it now. Okay, so imagine you're writing a function, and then you're going to indent it, but it's going to show error if you don't do anything, or if you don't write any code, because because then it will say there is no indented line, and then there is basically nothing there. So what people will do, they will commonly add pass to the, as a future placeholder, as a temporary, basically as a temporary replacement. And yeah, it just adds as a temporary replacement for the code. So then if you add pass, then it thinks that there is code, and then it will allow it to pass. Yeah. And also this does absolutely nothing to your code except for fixing the error. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. So now and now it's telling at the, and uh, okay. So now we are going to basically create a new function called define encrypt, and we are going to put a message and key as the parameter, sorry, key as the parameters, and we'll use pass to fill the function. If you don't use pass, it will say this expected indented block, but there is no indented block, so that's why they're expecting it. So if you put pass, then it will consider it as an indented block, and yeah, it will overall help a lot. So now we are going to, now it's telling use the return function instead of the pass keyword to return a visionaire and message key. It's telling return this whole statement, or we could just we can't just tell return encryption because if you, because it has not been declared yet. So we'll just do return visionaire, then we'll type text and key as the argument, and we can't also do this because there's custom key and we want key as wait, sorry, I got a little, it's supposed to be messaging key, not texting key. I get keep confusing between the two. So now we are going to do the same thing with the decrypt function, but instead of that we are going to put everything from the encrypt function, but we are going to do it with a third parameter called -1. So it will do the opposite of, yeah, decrypt, and we'll put and then we'll put same parameters as the encrypt messaging key, and then we'll just colon not pass, and now we'll use the return function to return visionaire, calling the visionaire function message key, and finally the direction I already explained you. If it's -1 it will go this side, or if it's +1 it's going this side, but we are going backwards, so the direction is -1, and then it will just do the same thing. Next, modify your encryption and decryption variable by, so now instead of this all, there is so many visionaires, so, and it's already in the encrypt and decrypt, so we are going to replace this with encrypt and replace this with decrypt. But it will just do the same thing because it will call and it will return this decrypt, and then it will, and just encrypt it. We are not using so many visionaire calls, and wait, encrypt decrypt, wait, I feel like I did something wrong. Come on. Encryption and decryption variable too. I calling encrypt and decrypt. Print decryption. I can't understand what's going on. 934. 934. There were two persistent arguments, but three were given. Oh yeah, I had to delete this. I forgot because there's already three arguments in here, so that will just solve it. Silly me. So if there's already an argument, if they already gave the direction here, there's no need to write it here because it's already, and you're calling the same function. So now this is the fun part. You want? I'll just show you something. They put a really good Easter egg, but yeah. Wait, come on, I can't. And it has a secret Easter egg. If you do, it will. There's actually a hidden Easter egg if you switch it to this, but I'm not going to reveal much now. This is a okay. So now we have to comment out the last two. Now we have to delete encryption and decryption. The encryption and the print call. Wait. Uh, we have to delete the encryption part and basically comment all the decryption stuff. They're saying since return delete all the encryption and encryption, and the last two lines of the code are the decryption parts. So they are explaining now you can put two or more strings in a bracket and by adding a plus. Yeah, it's sort of like the comma thing you saw earlier, but it's with strings. So now in now it's telling we have to call the print function, and we have to use the plus thing thingy to basically type encrypted text and the text variable. Ow. Text. So text plus, and I think so I did it in wrong order. Oh wait. Text. But I did wrong. Wait. Give me a minute. Uh, Come on. Plus text. And not this, like this. Encrypted text is. I think so. They did a quite a I think so. They did a mistake, but I don't know actually. Encrypt because it's supposed to be the decrypted text. I don't understand some things. Before the print call, add another print call. Before it, we have to add another print call and pass the argument print key. Print the key. Come on. Call to key print. Okay, wait. We have to. You have to say the key. What is the key? It's similar to that, and the current key, custom key. So we have to do key and custom key, which will tell what is the key, which is Python as we defined here, and the encrypted text. I should really, I think so. It should say text, in my opinion. But and now we have to, and now it will show you an easier way to format strings using a F string, which will help you polate. Sorry, I can't pronounce. Polate values in your string. Just you just have to type a F before the string. So it will help you. It will just help you. You can put curly black brackets and the value like that. Sorry. So now we have to modify the first print call to say okay. Say goodbye to the plus thingy, and now you can use the curly brackets instead to type whatever you want, which is in this case text. So it will put whatever you want. It will just join the two things. It will do the same thing as the plus, but it's easier to do it and helps you format it. And you and if you want to put it something in between, this will also save you time because then you have to write encrypted text plus text plus encrypted text or whatever variables you're trying to do. You can type it in all in one string. So it's kind of easier and also very useful. And now we are going to do the same thing with the custom key, which we are going to do like this. F Put the F string. Just to make a F string, you have to put the F before the string, and to whatever value you're trying to interpolate, you have to put curly brackets around it. And yeah, that's how to do it. So now they're explaining how to put a new line character in the beginning of the first print call. like this. Oh wait, at the beginning of your first print call. Wait, so it just did what it just put a series of normal characters, and it just moved it everything down by one thing. And now we'll uncomment this, and we'll change the and uncomment the decryption variable and change its value by passing text as the first argument. So instead of encryption, we're going to just put text, which will and let me just see what happens. Yeah, this is very random. We're still not done, but only one more step. We are on the second last step. Come on, just hold in a little bit longer, and maybe we can do it together. So, so now we are going. Now we want to also space this gap. So we are going to now we have to tell uncomment the last print call and type this whole massive string. But I'll explain it in simple words. So first, make it a F string. Then put the double quotation backslash n to put a space in the line. Then then we have to type the string decrypted. Wait, sorry, decrypted text text, and then since we can interplot it, pull it, so we'll put the decryption variable, which is I think so they messed it up a little bit. I don't understand, and then we put another backslash n to normalize everything. And now, since I told there is a Easter egg, happy coding, and you can see what was the Easter egg truly means. Free code camp is awesome. And with that, you can copy paste the code and do whatever you want in Python. Literally anything. Literally anything. And now we are done with the whole 96 steps. And this is only episode 2. So very good job to you viewers for watching this video. And thank you. Please subscribe to my channel. Nothing else to say.